That is correct. It happened about 4 hours ago. Sirens sounding in Tel Aviv for the first time since January. In other places a bit further to the north, places which have not experienced sirens for about 6 months. Sirens sounded again today, and these rockets came from Rafah, which is at the southern end of the Gaza Strip, and they were fired mostly to the northern outskirts of Tel Aviv. That's quite a distance. We're speaking of roughly 110, maybe 120 kilometers, so quite a long distance that these rockets actually traveled from the minute they were fired from Rafah and to the northern outskirts of Tel Aviv. Israeli officials were expecting such things as the operation in Rafah is advancing, saying that as the operation advances, Hamas will realize that pretty soon whatever is not being fired will eventually be detected and destroyed. Therefore, they have kept some long-range rockets, and now they're using them, understanding that if they're not being fired soon, then they eventually might go to waste. They might be located and destroyed by the Israeli army. Therefore, the Israeli officials did prepare the population here in central Israel to such a possibility of Hamas firing long-range rockets, Hamas making sure to use them before they're useless.
And Jonathan, we've been showing here in London pictures of more anti-government protests in Tel Aviv. What can you tell us about those? Are they intensifying or just becoming a regular event?
Well, a regular event, yes, especially on Saturday evenings, but intensifying in recent days, especially over the last week, since video of Israeli women soldiers being abducted back on October 7th and dead bodies being found in Gaza and brought back. The Israeli public saying to the government, if you don't act soon, if you don't head towards some kind of a hostage deal soon, then even those who are still alive in Gaza may come back only as dead bodies. A lot of pressure coming from wide parts of the Israeli society towards the Israeli government, and in this sense, at 9 o'clock local time, a bit less than 3 hours from now, the Israeli War Cabinet will convene to try and move forward once again some kind of a hostage deal. This after the head of the Israeli Secret Service, the Mossad, was in Paris over the weekend, meeting with the head of the CIA and officials from Qatar, trying to perhaps find a new formula to move these talks forward. Having said all that, there's not a lot of optimism in Israel for such a possibility of a hostage deal under the current situation. Officials in Israel are saying that Hamas is still demanding one basic demand, and that is for the war to be stopped before any deal takes place. That, say Israeli officials, is something that Israel cannot do and will not do.